Imagine this. It's June, and you suddenly realize you never filed your FAFSA. That sinking feeling in your stomach? That's not just panic. That's the possibility of losing thousands of dollars in financial aid. But here's the thing most students don't realize. Missing one deadline could mean paying thousands more out of pocket. And the worst part, the deadlines aren't all the same. Some are federal, some are state, and some are school-specific. If you don't know which ones apply to you, you could be setting yourself up for a very expensive mistake. That's exactly what we're going to fix today. Number 1. Why FAFSA deadlines matter so much. The FAFSA isn't just paperwork. It's your golden ticket to federal grants, student loans, and even work-study opportunities. Many states and colleges use the FAFSA to decide who gets their own aid too. That means one form can unlock multiple doors. But here's the kicker. Money runs out. Federal Pell Grants are guaranteed if you qualify, but state and school aid is often first come, first served. Imagine showing up at a free pizza event where the first 100 students eat for free. If you arrive late, even with your ticket, the pizza's gone. FAFSA works the same way. Number 2. The federal FAFSA deadline. The federal deadline is the last possible day you can submit your FAFSA for the academic year. For example, for the 2025 to 2026 school year, the federal deadline is June 30th, 2026. That sounds far away, right? But here's the trap. Waiting until the federal deadline means you'll miss out on most state and school aid. Think of it like a clearance sale. By the time you show up, the best items are already gone, and you're left with what nobody else wanted. Number 3. State FAFSA deadlines. Every state sets its own FAFSA deadline, and some are shockingly early. For example, states like Tennessee and South Carolina hand out aid until the money is gone. Submit late, and you get nothing. Others, like California, have hard deadlines in March. That's months before the federal one. And here's the twist. These deadlines aren't always the same each year. You need to check your state's website every year. A student in Texas might have until January, while a student in New York might have until June. Same form, completely different deadlines. Number 4. College and university deadlines. This is where many students trip up. Your college might have its own deadline for FAFSA submission. Some schools require the FAFSA as early as November of the previous year for priority aid. Picture this. You're applying to 2 schools. One says March, the other says November. If you only look at the later one, you miss out on aid from the earlier school. The mistake could cost you thousands. Always check each college's financial aid page. Number 5. The priority deadline trap. Ever seen the phrase priority deadline? It's one of the most misunderstood terms. It doesn't mean it's optional. It means if you apply by then, you're at the front of the line for aid. Apply after, and you might still get something, but it will be scraps compared to the full meal. It's like boarding a plane. If you're in Group 1, you get overhead space for your bag. If you're in Group 9, good luck finding a spot. Number 6. What happens if you miss a deadline? Here's the nightmare scenario. A student waits too long, misses the state deadline, and loses out on grants. Without that aid, they're forced to take out extra loans. Let's say they miss a $5,000 state grant. To cover it, they borrow $5,000 in loans with interest. Over 10 years, they could end up repaying $6,500. Missing a deadline didn't just cost them free money. It added debt they'll carry for years. Number 7. When should you actually file FAFSA? Here's the smartest strategy. File as soon as the FAFSA opens. For the 2025 to 2026 school year, FAFSA opens in December 2024. The earlier you file, the better your chances at state and school aid. Treat it like concert tickets to your favorite band. You don't wait until the day of the concert to buy them. You grab them the minute they go on sale. Filing early doesn't hurt you. Filing late almost always does. Number 8. Common myths that make students late. Some students think, I make too much money, so I won't qualify. Wrong. FAFSA isn't just about grants. It also unlocks federal student loans and work study. Others think, I don't know where I'm going to college yet, so I'll wait. Another mistake. You can list up to 20 schools on the FAFSA and update later if needed. Waiting only hurts you. And some think, I'll just use last year's deadline as a guide. But deadlines can change. Never assume. Always verify. Number 9. How to keep track of all deadlines. Deadlines can feel overwhelming, but there are easy ways to stay on top of them. One option is to create a FAFSA calendar. Mark down your state deadline, your college deadlines, and the federal one. Set reminders on your phone 1 month before, 1 week before, and 1 day before. Think of it like setting alarms to wake up. If you only set one, you might sleep through it. But with three, you won't miss it. Example: a student in Illinois marks February 15th for their state, March 1st for their college, and June 30th for federal. They know exactly which one to hit first. Number 10. Documents you need before filing. One reason students procrastinate is they don't have their paperwork ready. Get your social security number, tax returns, W-2s, bank statements, and any records of untaxed income. If your parents are helping, you'll need their info too. Think of it like packing for a trip. If you wait until the morning of your flight to throw things in a bag, you're stressed and rushed. If you pack the night before, the trip is smooth. Filing FAFSA is smoother when your documents are ready. Number 11. Special situations you should know about. What if your family's financial situation changed after taxes? Maybe a parent lost a job. You can still file FAFSA with current info and then request a professional judgment from your college to update your aid. Or what if your parents are divorced? FAFSA only requires the income of the parent you live with most of the year. Many students don't know this and stress unnecessarily. Example: if you spend most of your time with your mom, you'll use her financial info, even if your dad also helps. Number 12. Why waiting until the last minute is risky. Imagine trying to file FAFSA at 11 p.m. on the night of the deadline. The website crashes, or your internet goes out. Suddenly, you've missed the cutoff. It happens more often than you think. Filing early gives you a safety net. Plus, if you make a mistake, you'll have time to correct it. Last-minute filers don't get that luxury. It's like trying to file taxes on April 15th at 11:59 p.m. Stressful and dangerous. Number 13. The FAFSA renewal mistake. If you're already in college, don't assume last year's FAFSA covers you. You need to renew every year. Some students forget, assuming aid continues automatically. It doesn't. Each year is a fresh start. Example: a sophomore forgets to renew, misses the deadline, and loses work-study eligibility. That's lost income for the entire year. Number 14. The loop you don't want to miss. Here's the part that surprises most students. Even if you miss your state or college deadline, you can still file FAFSA and get federal aid like loans. But here's the big question. Which aid programs disappear the fastest, and how can you make sure you're first in line? Stick around, because this could be the difference between graduating with manageable debt or drowning in it. Number 15. Which aid runs out first? State grants and college scholarships tied to FAFSA run out first. Federal Pell Grants don't, but Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grants, also known as FAFSA, are limited. Work-study is also limited. That's why the early bird gets the worm. A student who files in January could land a work-study job on campus. The one who waits until April might get nothing. It's the same FAFSA form, but the timing changes the outcome. Number 16. FAFSA for graduate students. Many people think FAFSA is only for undergraduates. That's not true. Graduate students can still qualify for federal student loans and sometimes work-study by filing FAFSA. For example, a student starting a master's program in business might not get Pell Grants, but they could still access unsubsidized federal loans with lower interest compared to private loans. Skipping FAFSA could push them toward expensive private lenders unnecessarily. Number 17. FAFSA and independent students. If you're considered an independent student, your FAFSA might look very different. Independent students don't have to include their parents' financial info, which can sometimes increase aid eligibility. Examples of independent status include being over 24 years old, married, a veteran, or having dependents of your own. Many students don't realize they qualify as independent and lose out because they assume they must include parental data. Number 18. Mid-year FAFSA submissions. What if you're transferring schools mid-year or starting college in the spring? You still need to complete the FAFSA for that academic year. For instance, if you start in January 2026, you'd still use the 2025 to 2026 FAFSA. Missing this detail can delay your aid. leaving you scrambling to pay tuition bills. Number 19. FAFSA for part-time students. Even if you're not attending full-time, FAFSA still applies. Many part-time students think aid is only for full-timers, but Pell Grants and loans can still be awarded based on your enrollment level. Example, a student taking 6 credits instead of 12 might still qualify for aid, just in a smaller amount. Not filing could mean missing out on hundreds or even thousands in support. Number 20. FAFSA and study abroad programs. Planning to study abroad? FAFSA can still help. If your program is approved by your home college and eligible for aid, you can use FAFSA funds to cover tuition and even some living expenses overseas. Imagine studying in Spain for a semester and having your federal aid follow you. Without FAFSA, you'd be on your own to cover those costs. Number 21. FAFSA corrections and updates. Many students panic if they make a mistake on their FAFSA or if their financial situation changes after submission. The good news is you can log back in and make corrections. For example, if you accidentally list the wrong school code or your family's income changes due to job loss, you can update your FAFSA. Waiting until deadlines are near leaves you no room for these fixes. Number 22. FAFSA and siblings in college. If you have siblings in college at the same time, FAFSA considers that in the expected family contribution calculation. That means your aid could increase. Example, 2 siblings attending different colleges at once often results in each getting more aid than if only one were in school. But if you miss deadlines, you miss that bonus. Number 23. FAFSA and dependency overrides. Sometimes family situations don't fit neatly into the FAFSA rules. Maybe you can't get parental information due to unusual circumstances like abandonment or unsafe environments. In these cases, financial aid offices can grant a dependency override. This allows you to file without parental info. But these decisions take time, so missing deadlines while waiting to ask for help can cost you aid. So here's the bottom line. FAFSA deadlines aren't just dates on a calendar. They're opportunities to secure free money and reduce future debt. File early, stay organized, and treat those deadlines like non-negotiable appointments. Because they are. Which deadline do you think most students overlook first? The state, the school, or the federal one? Drop your thoughts in the comments.